Mhm. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our movie club. Today we are doing the second part of trilogy Aliens, right? And its second episode is Aliens. First one is Aliens, second is Aliens. But before we start with the second one, let's kind of summarize, kind of read the text prepared by teacher Lee about the first movie. We have it in our chat. And I think it started from paragraph 2. Vasanth, could you please start reading paragraph or 2 whenever you're comfortable?
Is that okay? In the first movie, a space salvage vessel lands on a hostile, deserted planet, LV-426, and discovers a crashed alien spaceship, the Predators from Arnold Schwarzenegger. Its cargo was some strange eggs. One of the eggs bursts open and a facehugger creature busts through a crew member's helmet and attaches itself to his face.
Yeah, I remember this. So, have any one of you played Half-Life games? Oh, there was a head crabs or something that eat your face or something. I think it's from Aliens.
It probably was, yeah. It became another meme, you know.
Head crab. So face hugger, it's someone who hug your face, right?
Yeah, it won't let go, yeah.
T.Lee, and speaking about numbers, when we see, some word with the numbers like LV426, how we read this usually? Every number or it's tricky?
You could read it 426, but usually if it's an LV, if it's like an ID number, we usually read it like LV426.
426, okay. Thank you very much. Sergey, could you please continue? They return
him to the ship. They can't remove the thing from his face. Later, the thing just falls off and dies. It turns out that it laid an egg inside his body, down his throat. But no one knows this.
Yeah.
What is late?
Late. You lay down. When you're going to sleep, you lay down.
Well, lay an egg. When a chicken lays an egg, so to lay an egg is to pop out an egg.
Exactly.
To lay an egg on the table. So it laid an egg down its throat.
Can you read the next one?
It quickly grows into a huge, deadly alien that kills the crew one by one. Its blood is acid. So if you want it blood will it through the floor and the floor below.
Nasty stuff. Yeah. So I remember this first movie. Actually, on this week I just rewatched it, to remember the first one, and it was. I remember when I watched it for the first time, I was a kid, and it was so spooky, right? So a lot of suspense, and Alien was for that time. It was just disaster for me. So
it was pretty scary when it first came out. It was a pretty horrible movie, scary.
Yeah. Do you know what is the wound? Wound.
Okay, there's wound and wound. Okay, wound is a verb and a noun. That's an injury. Wound is the past tense of wind. We wind a watch or wind a spring. The watch was wound. So this one is wound.
Nice. I never heard about wind. I didn't know this verb about the watch. Okay. Very nice. Okay, let me read the continuation. Eventually, the whole crew is killed except for Lieutenant Ripley, who escapes in a life pod in suspended animation. Also, in the first movie, there was a synthetic person, android, that killed some of the crew because it was secretly programmed by the evil corporation to bring back one of those eggs to be used as a military bioweapon to be researched. Yeah, I remember. I like this plot. So at that time, the idea of evil corporation was pretty fresh to me. Now we all know that corporation always evil, right? So,
Exactly. Yep.
no doubts about it. But at that time, it was kind of interesting. Yeah. Gerard, could you please continue?
Lieutenant Ripley, the female pilot, manages to kill the evil android and the alien and to escape in escape pod. She goes into suspended animation. At the start of the second movie, she has been drifting in space in her life pod for 50 years when it is picked up by a salvage vessel. She's awakened and taken to the corporation for debriefing and interrogation.
Yeah, very good, very good. So now we know the context for the second movie, right? So she is kind of, I don't know, 57 years. It's a huge, how to say it, huge term of time, right? So
yeah, she's a little out of date. Yeah,
she's obsolete now, right? So her knowledge is obsolete, I guess. She missed a lot of things that happened, I guess. So that's why my explanation, they kind of think about her like she's mad or something, right? But we can discuss it.
Yeah, that's why Burke kind of mocked her. Well, you know, you're 50 years out of date. You know, what can you do? You don't have any skills in this new world. You know, you don't have a good job. All you can do is sweep the floor, you know? I can help you with that.
50 years, it's a lot, right? So why it took so long time, 50 years? Because nobody knew about her vessel. I don't actually understand this.
Well, space is big, Ivan.
Yeah, space is big, and she did not like make any signals, any COS signals, so I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, it didn't say why. Yeah, there should have been a beacon or something, you'd think.
Yeah.
But they said it was just luck that they came close enough to her, I guess, to receive the signal.
Yeah, and it's a luck that corporations still exist, that they, I don't know, they still have interest in these aliens and a lot of things, right? So,
yeah, so they want to know, you know, why did you blow up our expensive ship?
Okay, let's start for the second movie. So we found out that she found in her life pod by corporation, right? So can you please continue with the story? So Ripley has been rescued. How to pronounce it? Rescued, I guess. So what happened?
I don't see the text.
There is no text. We just improvise.
Just a second.
Okay. Let if you don't want, let me ask Gerard.
He talks with Burke about what happened with the spaceship. She blew up, and he pretends that he doesn't know the reason of that, and he pretends also he doesn't believe her history about the alien.
And I remember this episode in the movie about her debriefing. So they were just laughing at her, right? They were just don't believe like at all. It was like a joke for them, right? Why they so skeptic?
But they knew. They actually knew, because it was the same company that sent the spacecraft Nostromo to this planet to get an egg impregnated to a person. So they knew very well, but they pretended.
Well, they didn't know yet. Now, when the debrief took place, the colony was normal. LV-426 was operating normally when this debriefing took place. So in 50 years, they hadn't heard about this monster or found or seen him, or, you know, they thought she made it all up for her incompetence in blowing the ship up. After the debrief, the planet goes quiet and they can't communicate with the planet anymore. That's when they realized that what she was saying was true.
Yeah, for them, so at the moment of debriefing, for them it was totally nonsense, right? So for 50 years, everything is smooth, right? Everything goes well, and then some lady tell us that there is a evil alien who will kidnap people and I don't know, infect them. So they just laugh, right? About this. Okay, and then as T.Lee said, something bad happened, right? So something bad happened with colony. They didn't know what, and what they decided. Vasanth, do you remember? Vasanth?
The crew member, they decided to visit the place where the deserted place. It's a 426, that place. And they thought they were going to destroy the aliens. That was the mission, but the corporation had other plans, I believe. Then they accidentally found the aliens have acids instead of blood. So it's hard to kill them. They tried to have a battle with the aliens at some point, but
Vasanth, would you please describe a bit their crew, so their team, who went to this planet?
I mean, they are all trained people. They look like an army sort of people.
Yeah, T.Lee wrote in our chat. It was space marines, like brave men, right? If I ever have any troubles, I would like that this marine came and rescue me. Come and rescue me.
I like the black guy. The black guy, he was gung-ho, you know. The Marines, every meal, a banquet, every morning, sunshine, every marching, a parade, you know. I love the Marines.
I remember this. Every day in Marine Corps is heaven or something like this. It was nice. Nice attitude, right? It's good to live with such attitude. So what a perfect day.
Every day, another day in paradise. Yep.
Another day in paradise. Yeah. And do you remember there was some kind of lieutenant or someone is in charge, right? And he was less experienced, if I'm right.
Yeah.
To say the least. So how they call it? I don't remember. How many events did you have? He said 56, but 54 of them in simulations. It sounds for me like I was a profi to playing video games. Right?
Yeah.
Nice word, paper tiger. I'm sorry, I have a lot of noise here from the dogs. Sorry for this.
And then you had the Spanish girl. She was pretty cool. Ramirez or whatever.
Vasquez.
Vasquez, yeah, Vasquez.
Sergey, what do you think? Was this Marine soldiers look similar like in your army experience? Have you seen such soldiers in real life?
Not, and I didn't see the similar soldiers in my army because I go to railway army.
Well, you know, in the movies, soldiers always, I don't know what is the right adjective. They are shiny. They are like powerful. They are very enthusiastic.
Yeah, I noticed that the soldier has had the camera like an modern
like GoPro or something.
Camera and spatial light and very fashion.
Nice equipment. Yeah.
Uniform, helmets, but they looked very brave, very good. But,
yeah, it's my point. You know, every time when we see soldiers in the movies, they are brave. They are like in a nice uniform. But in real life, when we see like
before fight.
Yeah, when we see documentary video from real war, soldiers always so tired, always so bleak, and they were like very dusty, so they never happy. They never look like in the movies, so something wrong.
Yeah, and these guys, remember, they didn't believe Ripley, so they thought, oh, we're gonna go hunt for some bug, some alien. We probably won't find anything, So they were kind of flippant, kind of easygoing, relaxed. They weren't worried at all that they were going to have any serious threat.
I remember,
he was just a dumb civilian. Yeah.
I remember many jokes, right? They said something like Vasquez thought that it's not aliens, that immigrants, illegal immigrants, or something like that.
Yeah. making fun of Vasquez. Yeah.
But I think it's a good attitude, right? With humor, with a good attitude, it's simple to do your job. Simpler to do your job, I guess.
Makes your job more fun, anyway. Yeah. Remember when Vasquez was doing the pull-ups? One of the guys said, "Hey, Vasquez, have you ever been mistaken for a man?" And she said, "No, have you?"
This is what Hudson. I would.
I like the Marine banter. They're good. They mock each other and.
Okay, so the team of Marines and a guy from corporation. What was his name? I forgot. He was kind of a manager or scientist.
Burke was the bad guy.
Yeah, but what was his position? Do you understand? Kind of a manager, I guess.
I think he was just a company representative to protect their property.
Exactly. Okay, so Lieutenant Ripley, as a pilot, as an expert, as someone, yes, and Cyborg or just a robot? Was he a cyborg? Cyborg?
No, synthetic.
Yeah.
Synthetic.
He likes to call himself a synthetic person, but he was a cyborg. Well, not really a cyborg. Well, wasn't really a cyborg. I'd say an android. Yeah.
Okay, so they went to the planet. They arrived on the planet. Gerard, what happened on the planet?
Let me see. They go with the jeep or the armor vehicle, and they find that everything, the power is on, but there's nobody there. And they start to find signals that something happened about the alien, about the acid. I don't remember what more.
I remember that they found a girl, right? It was important for the story.
Newt, yeah, Rebecca.
Yeah, so she was in the vents or somewhere, right?
Surviving.
If you saw the director's cut of the movie, they showed a few scenes before the aliens were discovered on the planet, and it showed the colonists going about their daily business. A couple colonists went out in a ship exploring, and they found this wrecked spaceship that they found in the first movie. So they said, "Wow, what is that? What's a spaceship, dummy?" So their two parents left the kid, who turned out to be Newt, left her in the vehicle, and they went inside the spaceship to investigate. And they found the eggs, and the husband, I guess, got a face hugger. They brought him back to the colony, and that's when all hell broke loose, when it got loose and started multiplying and basically took out all the colonists in some manner, and the colony went quiet. And that's why Burke and the corporation were sent here with the Marines to find out what happened. Maybe just they lost power. Maybe some equipment broke. Maybe a meteor shower damaged their communications equipment. They really didn't believe it was an alien attack, but they sent the Marines just in case to investigate. So when they landed here, there were no people, and there were signs of gun shooting and explosions, and doors were barricaded, and they went, "What the hell happened here? Where is everybody?" So a great mystery. Not a very hospitable planet either, was it?
Yes. So yes, and after they found a girl and they believe now in aliens. They now believe to Lieutenant Ripley, right, about everything what happened, and they decided, as far as I remember, they decided to fight with aliens, right? They decided to find the the nest, or how we call this, right?
The nest, they found the people all collected in one little area near the reactor where it's nice and warm.
Yeah. Sergey, do you remember this? These people in cocoons in the reactor?
Yeah, and Marines found 2 or 3 people inside the cocoons, and one lady was alive, and the army, oh, she's alive, please save, we have to rescue her. But lady opened eyes and told, please kill me, please kill me. And suddenly something went outside from the lady, and they started to fight with aliens.
Yeah, probably she suffered, right, from this implant, I guess, or something. So
I can't imagine it. It's the most afraid moment for me when you touch inside you something, but it's
the most
scary moment.
Yeah, the most scary moment for you when you feel something inside you, right? How we call it? Parasite, right?
Parasite, yeah, parasite.
Yeah, not a pleasant feeling. Just thinking about this making me sick, right? So
yeah. So you have the face hugger and the chest burster.
yeah. Oh, no. Yeah.
In the movie, in the first movie, when they filmed that scene, they had a scene where this guy that had the face hugger, he's sitting there, they're all eating dinner normally.
Yeah.
And this and they didn't tell the actors what was going to happen. So no one knew what the next scene was going to be except for the guy with the alien in him. Mm-hmm. So when he stood up and went, and this thing busted out of his chest, everyone else didn't know that was going to happen. So their reactions were all real, like, whoa, what the hell?
I remember that they tried to hold him or something, tried to help, and then this thing like reveal, and they. Yeah, I remember.
So that was a classic scene. So in a lot of movies now, you'll see something burst out of the chest. That all came from Alien.
Yeah. But do you remember this episode that you just described in the first movie? He was eating with them their dinner, so he was not suffering, right? He just
right, yeah. It's kind of odd, isn't it?
Yeah.
Something that big inside your body, and it's got to be eating something, right? But he was hungry, so maybe it was eating his stomach contents. But
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, so they found this nest with aliens, and I remember nice scene that I like very much. So it was about Lieutenant, or what was his name, the guy in charge. And when he found that it's a reactor and it's going to blast in any moment, she said, "Get all the to prohibit to shoot for the soldiers." Do you remember this? He said, "No shooting. Use your flamethrowers," right, or something like this. So they will actually, like, how we call it, without any weapons, right?
Except for Vasquez. Vasquez said, "This is bullshit. I got some secret ammunition I'm going to use."
But I think it's very logical, right? If I'm a soldier and I sent to battle scene and I got an order like leave your ammo, I would say no. give me out of there then.
I know, at least tell people why you're doing it. It wouldn't hurt to say we're inside of a nuclear reactor, and if you shoot stray bullets, we could blow up and die. That would motivate people to. But if you just say, give me all your bullets, you're going to have to use a flamethrower only. Yeah, explain, why keep it a secret?
It was very strange, right? And they obey so easily. So it's something strange.
Except for a couple, yeah.
And another thing, do you remember that this guy in charge, he kind of he was going to abandon them, right? So he was not going to rescue them when they were in the trap, or how we call it, when they, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So Ripley had to make, what the word was, take initiative, right? Take initiative and save them. So it was a good moment. I like. So in general, Ripley has a kind of a very good behavior in both these movies, right?
She knew the aliens were deadly and the Marines were doomed.
Yeah.
she knew the Marines had no chance.
But in general, she has no fear, right, at all. So at any time when it's needed, she was brave, right? Despite the others' behavior. So it's nice. Yeah.
And people are different that way. Some people freeze with fear and other people get serious, you know.
Yeah.
We have a saying, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. So she was a tough person. When things got tough, she got tough too.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. I'm always frozen, so I cannot cannot say I'm from this nature. Okay, so they found aliens. They has a battle contact, first of them, right? They saved the Marines, and what was their decision? What they were about to do? Vasanth, do you remember? After they found this nest in the reactor and saved soldiers from there, what was their plan?
After that, they decided to kill them all, but they don't know how many of them. So they decided to fix an automatic gun, a rifle. When it detects any motion, so it would blow up. So they set that thing up, but they realized there were thousands of them. After so many rounds, it kept firing. So they thought there are so many aliens out there, so hard to control them. So they decided to find the main female alien that lays eggs, that hatches the eggs. So they decided to destroy it.
How would we call this species? I don't know. A queen? Can we say a queen, like a bee queen?
The alien species does have a queen that lays all the eggs.
Yeah, so it's kind of a colony of bees, right? So the one queen, yeah.
And when the eggs hatch, they need another animal as a host to grow inside of. So that's what humans are good for.
And probably not only humans, right? Because she used to reproduce without humans somehow.
In some of the other movies, they use dogs and cats and other animals as hosts also.
Yeah. So someone hot, let's say, someone warm.
An incubator.
Okay. What is HQ, Teacher Lee? Set up an HQ to decide what to do.
Headquarters.
Okay, headquarters.
They needed a command center to protect themselves, like a fortress. You know, we need a safe place where they can't get in, so we can think about what to do.
I see. I remember they were about to bomb the place, right? With or something, to blast it somehow. But I cannot say this.
Yeah, this is a good saying. That once they got back in the headquarters, they started talking about what do we do. And Ripley said, let's nuke the whole planet from orbit. Just blow up everything. It's the only way to be sure. And Burke said, well, wait a minute. The company spent billions of dollars on this colony, you know. We don't want to blow up all this expensive property, you know. And then Ripley said, well, forgive me, Burke, but this is a military operation, and the highest ranking person here is Hicks, who's only like a corporal. He's almost, you know, he's a nobody almost, but he's the highest rank. Then Burke says, he's a grunt. which is kind of an insult to a Marine because it means you're an idiot. You know, you don't know anything. And he said, "Oh, no offense, none taken. What do you think we ought to do, Hicks? I think we ought to nuke it from orbit. It's the only way to be sure." So a lot of headbutting going on there. That was a good scene.
Yeah. But I think to make an offense at the beginning of conversation, it's a bad strategy of conversation, right? Of negotiation. If you call someone a grunt in the beginning, so what do you expect? So probably he will do something. But it's interesting, right? It's interesting. Then some anonymous soldier will decide what to do with billions and billions, of investments. It's very funny.
Yeah. Now, recall that Ripley drove the vehicle into the building to rescue the Marines. They got in. She drove out of the building and broke the axle, so the armored vehicle couldn't run anymore. So then they called the dropship. Hey, dropship, come pick us up. So what happened with their dropship when it came to pick them up?
Gerard, do you remember?
Had an accident, but I don't remember how the accident was. How was the reason of the accident?
I like the pilot of the dropship. She was a woman and wore those
Oh,
sunglasses.
yeah, I remember,
you
yes.
know. We're in the pike 5x5. You know, she was very confident, very arrogant. Yeah, I know my job, Yeah.
An alien was inside of the space.
Yeah. She was there with a guy named Spunkmeyer, and Spunkmeyer found some sticky goo. Why would you leave the door open on an alien planet? You know, come on. I would leave the door closed.
I'm keeping door closed in my apartment, not on the alien planet.
Now even more.
So as the dropship was coming to rescue him, it started going awry and it crashed because the alien just killed the pilot. So now they're stranded on the planet, and old Hudson's, we're in some deep shit now, man.
17 days. No, we are going to last 17 hours.
Yeah. I don't want to rain on your parade, but we ain't going to make it.
So 70 days. Why so long, Gerard? Do you remember 70 days?
Boy, space travel takes a long. I think it's a short span of time, 17 days.
Yeah, so from another planet or another base, right? So it's a long time.
Yeah, remember they used suspended animation to sleep, so some of the trips were very long.
Yeah.
Remember the Marines had to go to sleep to get the LV-426, remember?
Yeah.
And they had to be woken up, so I don't know how long the trip was.
And I remember that black guy had a cigar in his bed. Yeah, so it will be funny if it will be not as 17 days, but 2 years, let's say. They say, okay, we will pick up you in 2 years. Just wait for us. So it will be fun, yeah. Okay, Sergey, do you remember? So what happened after? So they're waiting for dropship, right? For 70 days.
For me, after this air crash, the action started change very fast. A lot of aliens and a lot of dice of mariners, and one by one they lost 1 second, third, and they stayed 3 or 4 armies and 1 small girl. And they connected with Android, and Android told them that please stay me and the level 28, and they tried to go to this level, but they met a lot of aliens, and they lost a small girl because girl put inside a wheel like a milling machine. And
okay, kind of jumped ahead. Let's slow down just a moment. That's pretty far ahead. What was their initial plan when they went inside the building to set up a safe place, a command center? What was their plan at that time?
Can I say just to wait for dropship? No.
Well, there was another drop ship. The big ship was in orbit around the planet.
Mhm.
And there was a second drop ship up on the ship. But
Yeah.
they didn't leave any humans on the ship, which is kind of stupid to me. So first they said, how can we get that drop ship to come down here and save us? So what was the plan there? Do you remember?
So they send a synthetic man somehow, right?
That's right. So the second drop ship could be controlled remotely.
Mhm.
So someone could use a computer terminal and bring it down to the planet. But the computer was damaged or something. So the only place to do that from was you had to go outside to a satellite station and use a local terminal to communicate with the ship. So Bishop volunteered, Hudson didn't volunteer. Bishop volunteered to go out into the elements at the risk of being attacked by aliens to access the local terminal at the satellite location to bring the dropship down to the planet. So that was their plan to get the dropship back there, another dropship. Okay. Then while that was going on, which would take, I think, 8 hours or some number of hours, they decided to try to make a fort that the aliens couldn't get into. So they started welding doors shut, and they had some automatic guns, and they had a couple of hallways that led to their fort. So they used these automatic guns to protect the hallways, remember?
Yes, automatic guys, it's a good idea for them, right? Good idea, because they never sleep, always protect.
So they got out the blueprints of the installation. They looked at all the different ways that the aliens could get into their fort, and they tried to block all the accesses to at least have a little safe place for until the dropship could get down and save them. But then they noticed another problem.
Ventilation, right?
There was they looked out the window and there was steam shooting out of a building. And someone said, "What's that?" And Burke or someone said, "Uh-oh, that's the reactor venting. The reactor's about to blow up." So they had about 8 hours, which was about how long it would take to get the dropship down. So now they're under time pressure.
Yeah.
We got to get that ship down here and get out quick, because about that same time, the reactor's going to blow up because of the damage from the firefight. And they talked to the girl, asked the girl how she survived and what happened to all the colonists, and they had all died. And she was the last one, and she lived in the ventilation ducts and in the tunnels and under the floor. And she told him that mostly the aliens come at nighttime. You remember Hudson said, "Whoa, we're in some deep shit, man. We'll put her in charge." She survives all this time with no guns and no help, Hudson. We'll put her in charge. So
he was afraid. He was afraid of responsibility, right? He was trying to find another leader, I guess.
So Hudson was hyperventilating. He was in a panic, okay? And Ripley tried to calm him down. "Hudson, slow down. Breathe. Slow down. We need you to be calm. Think. We need you to think, So they gave him a mission to keep his mind busy so he wouldn't panic. Now, remember, during this time, there was an event that happened in the med bay. You remember what that was?
No.
remember the Ripley put Newt to sleep in the med bay. And then later she came back in with a gun to check on Newt, and Newt was not in the bed. So she went, oh my God. So she went over to the bed and put the gun on top of the bed, and she looked under the bed, and Newt was sleeping under the bed. Y'all remember this part?
I missed it.
So then she went under the bed and slept with Newt. Then she heard a noise later. So when she woke up, she heard a noise. And she saw a face hugger was in the same room as they were in. So she woke up Newt and ran to the door, and the door was locked. So she went to get her gun, but her gun was gone. So someone had taken her gun and locked her and Newt in the room. Who did that and why?
Burke.
So what was his plan, Gerard?
To get the both of them, because there was two embryos, two face huggers. So to get the Ripley and the Newt impregnated, so they could use them as the bioweapons. And well, Ripley explained to the crew that he would kill also the other members of the crew. So
a defector, right? A traitor.
Yes, a traitor. His mission, Burke's mission, was to get the alien. The rest was unimportant. The millions of the installation, not important at all.
It's like in the first movie with this synthetic organized what body,
secret,
right?
There's always a secret mission, right?
Right. Yeah. And I remember in the beginning, so when they asked Ripley to come with them, she was calling by phone him and said, "We are going to destroy the aliens," right? He said, "Yes, it's our plan," right? As it planned.
The opposite.
Never believe the corporation, right? They always lie. They always lie.
So then when Hudson learned that Burke was going to kill all the Marines in suspended animation, he said, "You're dead meat, man. You're dead meat." And then the aliens attacked, and Burke ran. See, Burke was an idiot. I mean, Burke can't get off the planet without these Marines to help him.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He's an idiot.
Yep.
He can't bring the dropship down remote. He can't do anything. He's helpless. And here he's cutting, burning all his bridges. Stupid.
Yeah, but he has no choice, right? So Marines was about to kill him as well. So it's between, how we call it, between a rock and the stone, right?
Rock in a hard place.
Rock in the hard place. Rock in the hard place. Okay, the aliens attack. Actually, I don't remember well the end of the movie until the rescue. So I probably skip it a few. Sergey, can you please help us?
Yeah, I remember the end, but I remember the end when Ripley with girl went to the mother of alien.
To the queen.
What?
To the queen, right? Now this mother, it's a queen.
To the queen. They went through some ventilation system, and they went to the place where they saw a lot of eggs. And wow, oh my God, it's a place of heaven. And they watched the process when eggs went through a pipe, and they fell down from the queen. And it's a strange construction. It's an alien, and they wear a long pipe. It's a pregnant process, I think. And they started to fight with her and with her egg, and he has fire, fire, I don't
Fire,
know,
flamethrower.
Flamethrower, yep.
Flame, flame like fire, and to throw something. So flamethrower.
Flamethrower, and she killed the majority of eggs, but the queen disconnected with pipe, and she started to go. She started to go to them.
Yeah.
And the interesting moment, because in the similar movies you wait the catharsis when they have a fight with the queen, with the big boss, with something else, and they had a fight and they won, and suddenly they saw android with aircraft, and they went to the aircraft. Yes, we are safe. Yeah, and after that we saw a big blow up.
Yeah, big blast. Yeah.
Yeah, and they win the end and the cast. Ripley, but suddenly for me not. And
it was not a happy end at this moment, right?
Yeah, yeah. And they returned it, the aircraft opened. Oh, hello, yes, we are safe, but not. And because she, Lieutenant Ripley, saw their afraid moment when through the stomach of android went.
Yes. How we call this, tentacle, or what is this from?
Tentacle.
Tentacle. Yeah.
Tentacles. Yeah.
Spike.
He had a tail also, had a tail like a scorpion.
Yeah, tail.
Yeah. Oh my God! And I didn't understand how she lived outside the aircraft, and how she lived from this waves.
Yeah, but it was some kind of a door or something. When aircraft take off from the land, she has what we call, I don't know, wheels, right? And then they retract. What's the word for this? Retract the wheels.
Retract. Yep.
Retract the wheels. So there are like a small hole for the wheels, or for, I don't know how we call it, some place for them, right? So alien was there, I guess.
Or just hung onto the outside of the ship. I don't know.
It looks like an Afghanistan saving moment. They went to inside the aircraft.
Yeah, kind of, but more successful, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Vasanth, so there is only 2 humans left, right? So Lieutenant Ripley, small girl, and the Queen of Aliens. So how Lieutenant Ripley managed to kill her? What was the plan?
There was a robot, not exactly a robot, a machine that can be used and manipulated like a human to carry things away and do the hard jobs that any individual cannot do. So she get herself inside the machine, and she started to fight with the alien with the robotic arm. Then finally she managed to push the alien out of the spaceship by opening I don't know, a door.
Yeah, just
an exhaust door.
Yeah. It was a nice idea, right? Without weapon, you use this support system for carrying things, just to grab the alien and put it to the, I don't know, to this camera of luggage, and then into the.
So she had hydraulic strength, big metal suit she could crush, so she did combat with the alien, and she decided she could maybe blow the alien out into space through an airlock. So she opened an inner door and pushed the alien down there, but the alien grabbed her and she fell down too. So both of them went to the bottom of the airlock.
Mm-hmm.
And then she had to climb out and it grabbed her ankle. So she opened the outer door.
Yeah, nice idea. Lieutenant Ripley is very smart, very, like, what's the word for this? Wit, right? He make decisions very fast. So
Yeah.
it's helpful, right? Yes, and now it's a happy end, right? So aliens killed. Vasanth, please?
Yeah, but it's surprising that still Bishop was alive to hold the girl back. He was ripped apart, but he still had, he was still alive.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he wasn't human.
Oh, really?
He was a machine. Yeah, he was a robot.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay.
Well, that's why he had white blood. He was a robot, a synthetic person. Yeah. So he was a computer. That's why he was kind of smart, know.
So speaking of this key synthetic man, so I remember that long time ago when I first watched this movie, I had two favorite scenes. So one, when robot played with a knife. Do you remember? Between fingers, he played with a knife, showing a trick. After this movie, many boys in my school played with a knife in the same manner.
Oh, God.
And there were a lot of small injuries because of this.
Yeah.
It's the first one. And another my favorite moment when Lieutenant Ripley first time used this robot for, carrying luggage or something. And she was so confident, so professional, right? Where to put this thing? So
yeah, where do you want it? You want it stuck up your ass? Where do you want it? So he kind of mocking the sergeant, so he laughed.
Yeah, nice. Well, do you have any favorite moments, favorite lines in the movie?
I have like you when
Play with. Yeah, it's a nice one. Sergey, what about you?
Yeah. They were mocking her for no job skills, but she said, I do have a job skill. I can operate this loader, Yeah. She was an expert at it.
Yeah, well, that was nice. Yeah. Sergey?
Yeah, and I have two favorite moments when the first part of movie when they had a conversation with big top manager of the system, and I was waiting during the movie when they returned the money of this capital system, and they were killed. But the second moment when the alien connected with Fly in the end of the movie.
Yeah. Draft, what about you? Did you like the movie?
Yes. I like the moment when Sergeant Apone, Hudson complains that the floor is cold. And Sergeant Apone says, what do you want? Do you want to fetch you a sleeper for you? And Hudson says, oh, would you like that? And he did like this. Look, my middle finger.
Oh, did he do that? No, I didn't know. Okay.
Vasanth, do you think this movie has a moral, teach us something?
No, not at all. Just an entertainment purpose.
Just close your door if you're on an alien planet, right? Don't trust aliens at all. They can be they can be dangerous or something.
So our saying is, when the going gets tough, that means when the situation gets dangerous and urgent, the tough people start taking action.
Yeah.
So when the going gets tough, the tough get going. they take action. So basically, it's the hero thing. You become a hero when you're put in a dangerous situation. Some people will cry, some people will freeze, and some people will take charge. So that's the tough. That's the tough getting going.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to share the slides, and from this moment I don't see the chat. So if you want to say something, just say. Don't write anything. Okay, so aliens, and I can recognize someone in the A letter. Who is this girl?
This is a mother.
Yeah, the mother, the queen of alien, yeah? But can you see this? I think that second letter, L, is playing with someone's head. Was this an intention, teacher Vasanth?
No, I just picked this up for the letter A. You know, it looks like melted the acid. It resembles the acid of the blood of the alien.
Yeah.
That's pretty
But
good.
this one is, yeah.
Yeah, very good, Vasanth, very good.
This alien's head is sometimes called or referred to as a banana head because
Yeah,
it's kind of long and arced like a banana.
yeah.
And it had things coming out of its back, kind of like spikes. It was a pretty ugly creature, and a mouth within a mouth, right? And acid blood. It was nasty. It was a scary alien back then.
But this picture is very recognizable, I guess. As you said, it's a cultural movie, so we can recognize it immediately, I guess.
Yeah, that banana head, you know immediately who that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, after this movie, remember Arnold Schwarzenegger had Predator, right?
Yes, yes.
Which was an alien species.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had Aliens. Aliens came first. So we got these two alien species, right? The alien and the Predator.
Mm-hmm.
They made movies afterward where an alien and Predator were in the same movie and they were enemies.
Yeah.
And the plot of that movie was the Predators were a more intelligent species and they were a warrior race. So they would use the aliens as combat practice.
As a game, right?
As a game, yeah. And sometimes the aliens multiplied and beat them.
Yeah. So it's
But there's-
how we call it? We call it hierarchy of, I don't know, of eating, right? There is always someone above you, right? So you are food for someone else.
Yeah, yeah. So there's like two or three movies called AVP, which is Alien versus Predator.
I see. I see. I actually never watched it, but I heard about this.
They were so. I mean, the monsters become the main characters and the people are just props to die, you know?
Okay, let's describe a few slides. Vova, could you please start with this one?
It's, I think, this medical lab with lady and cat.
And the cat, right? Cat will be important in the next movie, right? As far as I remember. This cat, yeah. It was a kind of in the end of the next movie, of the third one, it will be like they killed all the animals, but then camera show us a cat and cat, like, you know, a suspense and innuendos that alien inside the cat, as far as I remember.
I can't remember. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, who is this lady?
This the main character.
Yeah, Lieutenant Ripley, right?
Yes.
So what about her bat? Why her bat is bended this way? No, not a.
I don't know.
So it's a medical bat. So it can be a chair, right? You press a button, it's a chair. You can, how we call it, adjustable, right? You can adjust it.
Yeah.
Okay, a few monitors, and I guess it's a window, but it's strange if it has a window. Probably a monitor again.
I guess that's the Earth. I don't know if they're on Earth or not, but maybe that's the Earth outside the window. Yeah, pretty nice view, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like a hotel, you know, space hotel.
You know that we have companies in America that are trying to make a space hotel business.
Yeah, good one. Yeah.
It won't be cheap, but you can spend a few nights in orbit in a hotel in space.
Yeah, interesting experience, I would say. Okay, everything is clean, metal. We describe it many hospitals in our movie classes, so it's one of them, right? A lot of equipments, easy cleaning, adjustable bed.
Stainless steel, everything's white so you can see dirt, make sure everything's sterile and clean. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And she just had a bad dream, I guess, right? Just remembered some nightmare, right? Okay.
And that's why she ultimately decided to go back to LV-426, because she was tired of being afraid all the time, and she wanted to go back and kill those aliens and overcome her fear.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, integration room, I guess. Sergey, could you please describe this one?
Yeah, yeah, we can see the meeting between Ripley and top manager of airspace program. In the center of photo is table with some papers, maybe water or whiskey or vodka. I don't know, water. And the screen for presentation, and two lights on the floor.
Do you recognize the guy on the screen? Do you recognize this guy?
Maybe he's a colleague of
It's
Lieutenant Ripley.
from the first movie. He was a mechanic or someone.
Yep.
Yeah. Have you noticed this strange like hole between the I mean these tables, they stay in a way that there is a hole in the center, right?
But it's not strange, and because they put 4 tables for meetings in the standard.
It's like a round, it's King Arthur and round table, right? Everyone is equal.
Teacher, how called the bottle for water?
Pitcher.
We just, well, if it has a handle for pouring, we call it a pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
If it's just a bottle of water, we just call it bottled water.
Yeah. Okay, so there are representatives from the company, big bosses, right? Everyone is wearing formal suits, I guess, and they're mocking her. They don't believe her, right? Let's go to the next one. Okay, it's usually said in director cut version. It's a moment like from the planet, right? Family from the planet. Vasanth, would you like to describe this? What can we see?
This is the family who had the parents were trying to inspect the area, but they told the children to stay inside until they come. But after some time, they couldn't. They were not back. So the children were wondering, and finally they found that the dad was captured by the face hugger, and the mom was yelling at the microphone, "Mayday, Mayday!" And this girl child always does she has only one job in this movie. Just screams. Yeah.
Details here. So they go in there to recruit her for a mission, I guess. She's speaking with her cat. I don't remember this episode. What about this one? Vo, could you please describe this one?
There are a lot of people in freezers.
Yeah, we call it suspended animation.
Suspended animation.
Yeah, they kind of frozen. We guess. You know, this suspended animation doesn't exist, so we we can imagine whatever it is. It can be frozen, or it can be just a dream. I don't know. Okay, so who are these people?
The crew of the
soldiers, right?
yes.
Soldiers. And this black guy, he's a right? And they have, how we call this, pipes connected to their bodies with sensors. Or what is this?
We call them wires and electrodes.
Electrodes. Yeah. And this ribbon things with a circle thing, how we call it?
That's the electrode. It just sticks to the skin.
Electrodes.
Yeah.
Okay. One guy has a, how we call it, chain.
Dog tags.
Dog tags.
For the military, they wear what we call dog tags. It's metal, so it can't be damaged easily. And it has your name and maybe your ID number, maybe your rank. So when you die, they can go around and collect the dog tags and they know who died in the battle.
Yeah.
And there's usually two dog tags on each one. So you can take one and leave one on the body.
So you can count, and if someone rescue him after he's still recognizable, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Sergey, what is this? Can you describe?
Yeah, the first breakfast of Army Tycoon, and we can see a lot of types of food, juice, coffee machine, toasters maybe, or steak machine, I don't know, in the center of table.
Yeah, in the center of the table we have some devices. I guess it's to make something hot, I guess.
Looks like a warmer plate, yeah.
Yeah, or steak, or toaster,
or
I don't know.
Fry something, to make a toast, maybe.
Yeah, the space looks like a stylish of starships with white lights, metal everywhere, and ventilation system, some sensor. It's not a this. I don't want to have a breakfast in this place.
Too medical, right? Too medical, like a hospital.
Yeah.
Can you see this model on the left on the table? It's kind of can you see these circles connected with balls? I think it's a model of nuclear, how we call it?
Yeah, an atomic model.
Atomic model, yeah. So electrons, positrons, and they spin.
Yeah, and that kind of goes back and forth like a magnetic field or something. Yeah.
Yeah, just a toy, actually, right? You don't need
spin
that.
It. Yeah.
You don't need that at the breakfast, right?
Right.
Okay, what else? So the guy who is standing, he is a cyborg, right? Synthetic man, but he has to eat as well, right? He has to eat. Strange.
Did he eat? I don't remember. Was he eating?
Yeah. He was eating, and it was strange for me. But probably it's his way, to get energy.
It might be, or maybe they programmed it to do that just so he would appear more human.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
And they have black forks.
Black forks, yeah. Plastic fork, probably not too
Black-
wash,
Black
Just
plasticware, yeah.
Okay, this is a moment of playing with knife, right? Very, very impressive one. And the guy who has his hand under the experiment, he's not happy, right? He's screaming, he's yelling.
Yeah, he wanted Bishop to show the trick with Bishop's own hand. But then Bishop said, well, let's put you at risk. Wait a minute, man, wait a minute.
It's not what he's expected. Okay, Vasanth, what about this one?
They found the creatures in containers for research purpose. They stuffed the creatures inside the tubes, and it's the Bishop explaining it to the crew member.
As far as I remember, Bishop was kind of researching them, making some, I don't know, observations. And he was actually pretty happy about this species. He said it's what we need, as far as I remember.
He was kind of their science officer, yeah.
But they look like something strange, like, I don't know, with a big tail, like a scorpion, as teacher will say it, right?
Kind of like a lobster with a scorpion tail.
Yeah. I would not like to meet such a species in my life. Yeah. Okay.
They like cats.
Yeah. So how in the sea there is a fish that it's not, maybe it's not a fish, it looks like a plate, like a surface, like we call it scat or skate, I don't know how it's.
We have a fish called a flounder.
Mhm.
It's like flat and two eyes on one side.
But there is a one with a big tail, and some of them has
stingray.
Stingray, right? Stingray
or manta ray. There's two kinds.
Mm-hmm.
The stingray are small and gray. The manta ray is black and white and looks like a giant bat that can fly in the water. Yeah. And its mouth is like a big hole.
Yeah. And some of them use electric charge. They can bite you with it. Right?
Yeah, those are mostly eels. The eels are electric.
Yeah.
They're more like a snake, but they can shock the water around them. Yeah.
Yeah. This a little bit looks like a stingray, right?
Now the stingrays have a little pointy thing at their tail, and it can sting you.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
And yeah.
Okay. So this one. Oh, could you describe it?
I can see Rebecca, and I think this is her. This is her house.
Mm-hmm. Room in the ventilation.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
When I can see a lot of products, and
it's kind of a food, I guess. On the right, it can be something in a tin, right? It's probably a food, some what she eat.
Yes. And toys.
Toys, right? Yeah. So she survived here in this place. Not a good place, I guess.
Can you imagine living in fear for like months?
Yeah, I would not like.
Oh man, just constant terror. Wow.
Yeah. So they rescued her and interrogating her, trying to understand what kind of situation is and so on. Okay. I don't remember the one. Sergey, this episode?
Not, I don't remember, but I think synthetic checked the biology seals, biology example.
Looking at a face hugger, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
He dissected the space hugger. Yeah.
Yeah, dissecting means to cut it, like to make some cuts to understand how it works, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. Well, I don't think I would like to have such a job. I would not like to dissect a frog, actually, not to speaking about an alien.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Vasanth, do you remember this episode?
Yeah, this is when they thought it's a dead body, but suddenly opened her eyes and said, "Kill me."
Yeah.
They were about to save her. They tried to save her, but instantly their chest burst came out from her body, and they started the war.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a good destiny, right? Just
yeah, I know. Yeah. First thing she says is "kill me."
Oh God. What let's find. Oh, okay. I like this one. Sergey, what about this one? Could you please describe it?
Yeah, the meeting with Queen, and Lieutenant Ripley stayed among the eggs. It's like scary, but
yeah, very scary moment. Yeah, but it's not really scary. It's what's the word for this? When we cannot tolerate, it's so like disgusting to see all these wet things, natural things. I don't know, like snakes or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This moment when you say yuck, I don't want to touch this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, whoa, we landed in a pile of shit. Yeah.
Those eggs looks like lemons.
like lime or lemons. Yeah.
Lemons, yeah. Okay, my favorite one, right? Oh, do you like this moment?
Yes. The the Lieutenant Ripley have a fight with the mother.
Yeah, has a fight with mother, with a queen, using this loader, right? This machine. Yeah, good one.
In Spanish, we call that mano a mano.
Yeah, hand to hand.
Man to man, hand to hand.
Yeah, mano is a hand in Spanish, yeah, so it's hand to hand. Yeah, Vasanth, what about this one? What is happening on?
Yeah, after she pushed the alien into the door, airlock. Yeah, so it was hanging by touching her ankle. She finally, how to say that? It's slip it or something like letting it go. To shoot her leg, something like that. So the alien fell down with her shoe.
So she opened a gate, right? And the like movement of air outside to the vacuum, it's just like, you know, like a vacuum cleaner, but from the another direction. So it's like you vacuuming this alien outside of the ship, right? Toward outside. So actually, you know, vacuum does not, it's not a gravitation. It does not like pull out the alien. It's air which goes outside of the ship.
They're actually being pushed out instead of sucked out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pushed out. Yeah. Yeah, it's still scary, right? It's still scary with this head, banana head, and all these mouses.
Always alarms going off.
Yeah, nice one. So I hope you enjoyed the movie. I like to rewatch it, but I lost concentration in the middle, so I forgot many details just now.
Yeah.
But it was a long movie. My version was a 2 and something hours, so it was a director cut, very long one. But I hope you enjoyed it. So let's in our chat choose someone for the next one, for the next Sunday, right? Thank you very much for coming, Teacher Lee. We would not make it without you. You know, you were our main character during the whole class.
It's a little complicated movie, but it all made sense. It was a good, you know, strategy, tactics, deal with the situation. And as someone said, it was fast paced. The action was changing constantly near the middle. So it was a busy movie, but it was pretty fun to watch to me.
And we got to like Sigourney Weaver after this, right? After this trilogy, she is our hero.
made her very famous. Yeah, she was in all kind of movies after this.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much for coming, and see you next week.
Goodbye.
Thank you very much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.